What happens if Cochise County decides not to certify the results? Fox 10's Marissa Sarbach spoke with a professor of public affairs at ASU who explains what could come next. One of the things we learned today is that if you don't certify, you're subject to jail time.
Yeah, it's really interesting, everything that's going on here, John. And we actually reached out to the Secretary of State's office. They have said they plan to file a suit by this time tonight, 5 o'clock tonight, to ask the courts to force the board to certify that election in Cochise County. Now, we spoke with that ASU professor, Tom Riley, who works in public affairs, just about what these decisions could lead to and what will happen here. He says two options. Number one is that the courts will force the hand of Cochise County to essentially certify this election, or the second one is that the state will move on without them and certify results without Cochise County.
The Secretary of State office has until December 5th to collect the 15 counties, and along with the governor, the Attorney General, and the Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, they will certify the state elections.
Cochise County has become an outlier, the only county in Arizona not to certify its election results by today's deadline. And while this is the first time Arizona has dealt with something like this, there have been other instances of it around the country before.
This has happened most recently in Otero, New Mexico, which is a rural county in New Mexico, after they refused to certify the election, their Board of Supervisors, and the next day the New Mexico Supreme Court ordered them to do so.
Two Cochise County supervisors are facing felony charges after a grand jury returned an indictment related to election interference. The charges stem from the supervisors' alleged attempts to delay canvassing the results of the 2022 general election.
The indictment was just announced today by the Arizona Attorney General's office, but was actually filed on Monday. The indictment charges Cochise County supervisors Tom Crosby and Peggy Judd with conspiracy and interference with an elections officer. The allegations stem from how they handled canvassing the 2022 general election results. It alleges that between October 11th to December 1st, 2022, they conspired to delay the canvass of votes in Cochise County. It further accuses them of interfering with the Secretary of State's ability to do the statewide canvass. I spoke to well over a dozen residents out here today in Cochise County. I can tell you the vast majority I spoke to were supportive of this indictment, though there are diverse opinions. One person I spoke to very strongly felt that this was what he called a witch hunt.
I'm glad they're indicting them. Those people need to be held accountable.
I think they've wasted a lot of local taxpayer money doing a lot of posturing and chest thumping and not doing much effective.
Well, I think it's a witch hunt. I think if anyone with a sensible brain who analyzes the evidence of what transpired in the previous election knows that there was not interference on the part of people trying to preserve the integrity of the election, but rather interference on the part of those who manifested this COVID disaster, forced mail-in ballots.
My man.